technology and development, and that is with us today and continues today.
The resources needed to maintain and provide the aids to navigation is, as you would imagine, quite a mix of resources. You need the infrastructural pieces, you need a ship. And if you're going to work off the west coast of Ireland, you need a ship that's probably in or around 80 metres long, as the Gronny Whale is, because you get large swells out there. If you want to work there efficiently, you need the first of a new generation of lighthouse tenders that work over the stern and the side of the ship rather than working forward. So it was Irish Lights again leading on the technology that had not been tried in a lighthouse service before for servicing aids to navigation. None of that happens then without people. So you need a crew on the ship that are comfortable working in the areas that nobody else goes into.
I mean, if they don't sell, fuck it, I'll keep them.
You need a maintenance team who have a real sense of the importance of the service. So over the last couple of days we had a major failure on the Fastnet Rock, which is probably one of our most important aids to navigation services. So that happens over a weekend. That involves arranging for an aircraft that wasn't scheduled, arranging for technicians to head off down to Castletownbere, to route to a station where everything is now dead, to get all that going again, to find the problem straight away, to get it back up and running, to get the light back in service. It needs a skilled workforce, an experienced workforce, and truly a dedicated workforce who don't think twice when you phone them on a Saturday afternoon and say, we need you to leave whatever you're doing and get on the road to Castletownbere.
The Gronny Whale itself needs maintenance, and all ships over a certain size have to go into dry dock 2 times every 5 years for a complete inspection, both above and below the waterline.
Coming from the bridge into such a dry dock, the dockyard is awfully small. So
that's what I'm talking about, baby.
The last thing we want to do is touch
what was that?
The dock coming in and start damaging yourselves. So it's a pretty intense manoeuvre actually getting into a dry dock. When we're in position, the dockyard take over and put on extra special ropes on board the ship.
No, I gave it to you. I think I did.
And manoeuvre her to within an inch actually of where she should be. All our propulsion is switched off, all our systems are shut down, and then the dock starts draining. At this particular time it took about 4 hours for the ship to touch the blocks and about 6 hours for the dock to be totally empty. But we could go down and have a look.
Let's get Michael
here. The tense part of that is after the 4 hours when you touch the blocks. Are the blocks in the right place? Because if they're not, you're going to start feeling the ship heel over and you've got to start from the start again. We have to take propellers off, all the drive shafts off, get everything measured and to make sure that there's no excessive wear and tear of any of the components. When we look down to the bottom of the dry dock, you can also see our anchor cables are ranged out and our anchors are over at the workshops. They're all been measured as well to make sure that they haven't excessively worn, and again that they will work properly if needed in an emergency and just for normal use. We also take the opportunity to paint the underwater section of the ship, obviously. Very hard for us to access, you can imagine, when the ship is floating. So it's quite a major paint job, as there's at least 3 touch-up coats and then a top coat going over everything. On board the ship we have our own crew who are working in tandem at the times, but they're also carrying out other jobs.
That 90, 88 overall Vic.
Surveyors to go in and inspect our tanks to make sure there's no internal damage as such.
I need 10 of those.
The dockyard labour force inside the ship as well, dismantling machinery which needs to go into the workshops for checking and calibrating and to make sure nothing's worn in examination. So there's a fair bit of activity going on internally, probably just as much internally as you can see externally. So I would say there's probably about 40 people inside and outside the ship at the moment to undertake all the work which we have specified and to bring it all to a conclusion in hopefully another 11 days from now.
Back at sea again, the Gronny Whale is constantly on the move, going to places other ships take great care to avoid. Dangerous reefs, perilous rocks, and hazardous places close to shore.
What's the next course there, Emmett?
Dude, them fucking lighthouses are pretty dope.
There's all sorts of fishing boys in this harbour today.
One of Granuail's many tasks is the inspection and maintenance of the buoys around the coast. And there are many different types of buoy. This is a cardinal buoy, which indicates the direction of water that is safe for navigation.
Actually, that one was way back in the day a while, but
Irish Lights control and maintain 116 buoys. Many of them not only mark a navigational channel or a particular danger, such as a submerged rock or a wreck, they also capture information about the sea and weather conditions, and share the information via Twitter.
This buoy here is a port and lateral. It's coloured red to mark the edge of a channel on one side. On the other side then you have a green starboard lateral buoy. So each buoy marks each side of a navigational channel, and the ship has to keep in the centre of the channel. We have running down here, we have a water temperature sensor, and then we work up to the front. These here are AIS, an automatic identification system, which transmits an electronic message to the mariner. So any ships that have this special equipment on board will be able to get a message about the name of the buoy, its position, what type of buoy it is, and its location. This here is a radio beacon. So this makes the buoy stand out on the radar screens on the ship. Here we have two navigational lights. So we have a main and standby. This buoy has a 9 nautical mile range during night time. We also have here some MET sensors. So these ones here collect wind and air temperature and humidity and pressure. The MET information is used by mariners as a decision-making tool. So we send out the information like in real time over Twitter. So anyone that goes out to sea before they go, they're able to see what the sea conditions are and be able to make a decision whether it's safe to proceed or not to sail that day.
The visual aid that these buoys provide and the information they capture and share with anyone going to sea is vital.
It's moment by moment. We push it out every 20 minutes, both directly to the mariner over AIS and then on social media as well. So the EJDH has a Twitter account, which I'm sure my predecessors in the role will be very, very much surprised to find that Aids to Navigation have a Twitter account. But it's what's the medium that the user will
let's go.
Information on. This is the test.
The traditional appearance of most lighthouses disguises the fact that the technology within them is constantly changing. And nowhere is this more apparent than with the source of the light itself.
The light sources that have been used in lighthouses have developed over the years, and of course the earliest one would have been just a fire up on top of a headland or on top of a tower. From a fire then, which is hundreds of years old, you would have developed to something like the paraffin lamps. You would have gone into various gas jet burners and acetylene gas. And then of course the electrification was a major thing within Irish lighthouses. Well, the electricity supply board would have supplied electricity to the lighthouses which were on land. But of course, the ones on small rocks or islands offshore, it didn't have any main supply lines running out to them, so Irish Lights had to supply their own power at these lighthouses. The best way to do that was by diesel generators. Large generator which are actually burning fuel, the diesel fuel, and an alternator then actually generating the 230 volts AC, which is then used to power the light itself. The electrification not only made the actual light source much, much brighter, but it also made the actual light for the lighthouse keeper much better as well. Suddenly they had power for various domestic appliances if they wanted it, a radio, lights and so on in their sitting room. The diesel generators need to have diesel, of course, so we had to have diesel systems installed, large fuel tanks, and then the diesel fuel had to be transferred from one of our ships to the actual storage tanks at the lighthouse itself. So it's not the most efficient way to achieve power. To move to something like the solid-state solar array is a much more efficient way of actually generating power, especially at the more remote locations like we have on the west coast of Ireland. We're at Tummel Point Lighthouse on Valentia Island, County Kerry, and tonight is the last night that the old filament 100-volt 1000-watt lamp is going to be in service. Tomorrow night we will have our flashing LED light in operation. It'll be much quieter, it'll be saving power, it'll be modern technology. The existing filament lamp is 1000 watts. The new LED light going in is 70 watts in total. But because it's flashing, of course, it's on only for a quarter of the actual time. Therefore, the actual power consumption, the average power, is about 20 watts. So from 1050 down to 20 watts.
Before, if you had a traditional halogen light or a filament bulb, it would consume enough power that we wouldn't be able to supply it on islands by just solar alone. Where with LED technology now, we can do that. We can just use solar panels charging a battery bank.
The fact that we can get a 30-watt light source, that it will produce an 18-mile light of a better quality than a filament lamp, that's a real game changer for us because it reduces the maintenance and improves the reliability.
In July 2018, Ireland's most famous lighthouse switched to a new light source. A new rotating solar-powered LED light positioned on top of the dome replaced the old halogen bulb and rotating lens. For some, the change has been controversial, but it is in fact just the latest adaptation to new technology that is a constant part of the story of our lighthouses. The Fastnet remains an iconic, functioning lighthouse, but it is evolving into a platform for other electronic aids, communication networks, and sensors which monitor the environment. The beautiful and extraordinary building is now more useful to mariners than ever.
Lighthouse for mariner means everything. It's safety, it's comfort, spatial awareness. It's knowing that you're in the right place where you're supposed to be. So that need will continue. But I see in the ENAV era, I see Lighthouse as being the platform for other tools to enhance safe navigation. It can be the platform for comms infrastructure. For instance, a ship entering Dublin Bay. Just before it gets to the bay, the comms are available so that it can automatically download and update its paper charts, or so that it can obtain live water depth, it can obtain live net hydro data, assisting with the decision-making process to enhance safety of navigation.
Ireland's coastline stretches for almost 2,000 miles, and its position on the western edge of Europe means that it bears the brunt of the weather created by the stormy North Atlantic Ocean. As a result, Ireland has had to be at the forefront of lighthouse design and navigation technology. And today, the country is acknowledged as a world leader in virology, the science of lighthouses. Sometimes it's been impossible to defy the forces of nature. But most of Ireland's lighthouses were built in the 19th century, and 2 centuries later, the vast majority of these are still standing and still providing the service for which they were designed, a vital aid to navigation.
We see lighthouses in a very functional way, unfortunately. I mean, they are fundamentally functional items, but there is a great beauty to them. There is a structure to them that is in tune with the landscape around them. They're dotted around the country as signs of architecture from the 19th century. They're as important as Gandon's Custom House. They're as important as the Bank of Ireland at College Green. They show what humans could do at the point in time that they were built. The 19th century to early 20th century lighthouses have a sort of smooth streak of progress to them, whereas the earlier lighthouses, some of the 18th century, early 19th century ones, has a much more classical look to it. The problem is maybe that we can't see them as clearly as we would like because of the very nature they're out to sea, they're on remote rocks, they're in inhospitable areas of the coastline. But lighthouses, they are important architectural structures for built heritage of Ireland.
Ireland's lighthouses are an important part of our maritime history and an impressive reminder of what can be achieved despite extraordinary engineering challenges. Just as important as the wonderful buildings are the people responsible for keeping the lights working for the safety of all who go to sea.
When I look back, you ask yourself, was it worth it all?
Yep.
How could you defy yourself and spending your life in isolation? Of course, you dream about it at times, you know, thinking that you're back out there. It, in a sense, was good to me. I had great health there. I was delighted with the people that served with me and for me.
For centuries, Ireland's lighthouses have kept watch over our coast. Over the generations, these sentinels have sent out beams of light to help mariners and seafarers navigate our waters safely. They have witnessed mass emigration and played a significant part in our history. They have enabled us to trade and to prosper as an island nation. Yet still, hundreds of years on, they continue to intrigue and to inspire. People want to visit them, learn about them, and know how life was lived in them.
The same now as people want to go to Egypt to see the pyramids, or go to China to see the Great Wall. People want to go to see lighthouses. They want to go to see the construction and see the way people lived and learn and talk about it.
Their construction pushed people to their absolute limits. Engineers, stonemasons, and builders were challenged to find ways to overcome the forces of nature and create these structures in impossible places. The men that worked in them were a special breed, often from families with generations of lighthouse keepers. These men endured danger, isolation, and often untold hardship.
You know, it was nice, I suppose, at the end of the day, to look back and say, well, you helped someone that was in distress or found someone that was lost.
Even in an age of electronic, satellite, and digital technology, lighthouses remain a vital and reassuring presence.
Damn right. Hoorah!
The mariner takes comfort in seeing a lighthouse. For as long as that lasts, there will be lighthouses.
All right, I need 73 detox. We're gonna look at him.
Arizona Illustrated, how our youth inspires hope for the future.
That spark of connection, like, yeah, you're passionate about this too, well, you know what, let's organize something, let's really make a change.
As we have conversations about racial equality, community leaders ask us to do one thing.
Just listen.
The U Arizona campus is this week's favorite
That motherfucker
place.
is nice.
Tonight at 6:30 on PBS 6, now streaming in the PBS app.
I swear one day I went over there and I had my fucking my U of A hoodie. My U of A motherfucking jogging pants. The motherfucking Jordans that match. Everybody thought I was cool. They still in this motherfucker. They like, you play football, huh? I'm like, yeah, I so do. Play football. For the U of A.
Who knows? Wow. I wish you'd trust me just once. I'll tend to go there all again. Have you found him?
I can't believe that she's selling up after all these years. I always wanted to see more of the world, and so does Mark.
So this is his idea.
She was perfectly healthy before she met Mark. This is the first we have to have Flesh and Blood on Masterpiece. Some of the blackouts are more serious than others. 4 regions have suffered major damage to their infrastructure.
The situation's getting worse here minute by minute. Good evening, everyone. We can't get through this if we remain strong and stay together. I must be hoping the will just go away.
We will get through this. We need to be very careful.
This doesn't look good.
We can't control this. This place is on waiting to go off.
Tonight, beginning at 7 on PBS 6.
Tucson is home to a diverse, talented, and unique tapestry of people, many having found their place in the world here in the Sonoran Desert. Sean Parker is one of those. The world-renowned astrophotographer has grown a massive international audience focused on his extraordinary images of our world.
What you want to look for is the clouds, like building a tower, kind of just building themselves up and going up. You see it here, it's kind of building up. You can look at radar, but what you really want to do is visually look at what's going on. Your eyes can see a lot more than the radar can. Yeah, dude, let's do that drive. Let's head down to Green Valley. The cumulus towers are going up over here, which should produce some good stuff. I started photography as a hobby 7 years ago. I was 24. I didn't really take it seriously until 4 years ago. I started coming into work late because I was up all night taking photos, and once I was working, I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
It's great to see such a crowd coming out for Sean Parker's universe. We're really excited to explore Sean's journey to becoming a world-renowned astrophotographer and time-lapse cinematographer. Let's give a warm welcome. We're thrilled to have him here tonight, Sean Parker.
Thank you guys. Thank you. You gotta get to this thing before it fizzles out. Oh man, that's beautiful. Look at that rain shaft.
Lots of other people around the country and the world have recognized his talent. His images have been featured in Smithsonian Magazine, Arizona Highways, the New York Times.
Oh, dude!
And he's been called upon to work for major companies like the Discovery Channel, the BBC, LG Electronics, and Samsung. He is Arizona native, and we're really pleased that he got his start here in Tucson, Arizona.
I think Tucson is just a huge role in my creative outlet. I don't think I would have found the time between the art side of it and astronomy. I was at a bar down the street from my house called Cellar.
Yep, I know where that is.
So I stumbled over there and took a picture of the moon with my iPhone and was blown away because I thought only Hubble could take the images that I was seeing. So I borrowed a friend's camera for like
That's dope. Look at that shit, right? That's just dope.
That's when I was like, okay, I like photography.
That's the fucking move.
It kind of dawned on me. Did you get that? This is my assistant, my flirty assistant, Izzy. I realized that taking pictures was my new passion. Dude, it's gonna be insane. Oh! Dude, I hit over the mountain. Oh, dude! Oh my god!
That's dope. Woo! That's fucking dope. Look at that shit. That shit's crazy. That's here in Tucson, Arizona, bro. That's downtown Tucson.
At a certain point, you were posting on the
That's fucking crazy.
Getting more and more followers, and you realize something's happening here. Can you talk about how that took place?
Yeah, I think I started posting in 2012. So I would post to every Facebook page, every Facebook group. I would email like editors, and just to share my work on social media. Once I turned my photography into a business, I really had to study how to market it. I would see what other people were doing and do that, but add my own twist to it and experiment with it. Back when the Facebook pages day, they were kind of still developing like the likes and all that. There was this one image where it said trying to have like 150,000 people like this. I'm like, what? There's only like 2,000 followers on here. How is this possible? And then I commented, I said one day, and I think it was like 3 years later, 100,000, and then I'm at 550,000. Yeah. The shot's gonna be sweet if I get it. Dude, we're catching some epic lighting over San Javier.
You get genuinely excited about it.
Oh yeah, I'm like a kid in a candy store of lighting. I'll probably go home and edit till like 2 or 3 in the morning, getting new stuff, and look at the models for tomorrow. Oh, that was a good one.
Good night?
Good night, yeah. Awesome night. And taking the photo is half the battle. You really gotta get it into Lightroom and Photoshop to really put the final touches on it. Night photography is a whole new world. The camera is picking up a lot more than what your eyes can see. This is the image straight out of camera. And to me, it still looks pretty good, but when you start adding like saturation, color, and contrast, your photo really comes to life.
I don't know, but it's signature request.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh yeah. This is all my Sony gear. Part of my brand or my business is working with companies for social media marketing. Working with a lens rental company, and they sent me a bunch of equipment in exchange for some photos and some marketing on Instagram. So you got the Sony A7R III. This is the Sigma 14 1.8. So yeah, I'm gonna be testing this in Iceland next week. Sometimes companies will just send me stuff saying, thanks for doing great work. You don't expect anything in return. I love that. I love just, free gear, yeah. Overnight it to me, why not? Hey guys, follow me. Oh, the better headlights on. So tonight we're going to be going over a lot of technical ways to shoot the night sky.
You've been really successful at giving workshops.
So once I started, mastering these techniques, I started teaching them. And that's kind of how I transitioned from learning to teaching. I'm going to be teaching you 7 years worth of information in a single night.
Wow, that's good.
My mom really played a big part in my inspiration. She was like, I'm going to see you on the big screen one day. I know it, Sean, I know it. Just keep pushing. And when I got those licensed images for that Hollywood film, The Bad Batch, I'm like, Mom, you're going to see it, you're going to see it. But unfortunately, she wasn't able to. I know that she's there in spirit, and I know that I'll work with you. This little travel bird that I carry with me, and I go to all these places. I write a little bit of her out wherever I go.
That's dope.
I push myself because there's a lot I want to do, and with how crazy life is, I just want to make sure I get to experience the best things in life before I can't.
Facts.
Being out in the surrounded by beauty just kind of brings some life back into your soul.
Some life back into your soul, brother. Soul brothers.
America's a teenager. And it's behaving like one. And that's what teenagers do. They go, I'm going to be a goth. Yeah. And then they go, well, I'm going to do this. Right. And now I'm going to do this, which is why we just got like, Bush. Let's go! Yeah. Obama. Flex round! Flex round! Figuring it out. No, all teenagers figure it out. Yeah. Don't figure it out.
Monday at 9 on PBS 6.
Let's go!
There is no power for this election in 2020. There will be a respectful and fair exchange of ideas. Here we go!
That's 70. Yeah.
We need to go behind the story and under the story, not just to find out what happened, but why it happened.
2020 will be a political roller coaster.
Ooh, Michael Vick touchdown.
To be there every step of the way.
Let's go!
First conversion.
Never talks about darkness, not to me.
Narciso Rodriguez.
This is nothing that anyone has ever spoken about.
And RuPaul.
My father veered towards the bright side of things.
What it means to be American and take to the road. Mobility is essential to freedom.
Discover freedom.
The notion of driving long lap reminds us that that's not available to all Americans. To be able to live freely in a country where it's never been accepted.
I'm thinking about hustling Walmart
Tuesday beginning at 8 on PBS 6.
I don't have any money left, but I got stamps. I might get a couple of things that I need there, and then hustle a lot while I'm there. They got fucking traffic people that got a little more money in their pocket. It's not a bad lot to hustle. It's not a real wide
One of the largest states in all of Mexico. 70,000 square miles of farmland, coastline, and ranches. And its capital, the city of Hermosillo, a sprawling and peaceful economic hub set right in the middle of this enormous state.
Love it. Yeah.
I'm exploring the best of what this city has to offer. At Doña Guille's street food stand, these giant burros are the stuff of legend. She has like the most iconic Sonora feeling.
You used to watch her
in a
around
burrito.
Indiana.
Phenomenal.
They put her on the big, because like in Indiana, they show a little bit of everything of every different state.
Share some of his favorite recipes. Whoa, this chubby-ness looks too irresistible. Some things just don't change. I'm visiting La Ruina, an outdoor event space in Central Park, to get a taste for what Hermosillo's next generation has in the works. It's like Takis with bacon. And finally, no good day in Hermosillo is complete without this, the famous Sonoran hot dog. All over Mexico, you find hot dog stands, but here they've become pretty crazy.
Yeah. Put an egg, an over easy egg on top of one. Oh my God. On top of what? On a Sonora dog. It's called a Tijuana dog.
Oh, yeah.
It's called a Tijuana dog.
They got lots of chicken from Tijuana.
You said what?
They got lots of chicken.
No, it's a Sonoran dog.
Here we go! Brand 38! Brand 38!
Avocados from Mexico.
Food brand meat, traditional Mexican flavor. Stand
Come
together.
on, let's go!
More information at standtogether.org.
Pancopa, your recipe for sending money to Mexico.
Mahatma Rice lets you unite ingredients and flavors. Mahatma Rice unites.
Black round! Black
Divine flavor.
Norsen.
The food of Hermosillo is a direct reflection of Sonora's agricultural way of life. Tacos, burros, lining the streets.
Yes.
Two of Sonora's biggest products.
Look at them ribs, man.
Ranches and meat from the farmlands
That's a tortilla.
come together perfectly here at Tortillas y Burros Doña Guille.
Girls and burros, y'all eat that.
Doña Guille has been a fixture in Hermosillo for over 20 years. Each day, locals line the scenes over sidewalk stands, happily feasting on these giant stuffed burros.
Good afternoon.
Ah, good ¿De dónde es usted? Where are you from? Ciudad de México. Ah, yo también. Somos chilangas las dos. Chilangas.
Walter burros are always a crowd pleaser. Verso vaqueras, these huge, classic, Sonora tortillas are what really made Doña Guille famous.
Las tortillas in Mexico City.
Something blew up in that mug, huh?
What's that?
Something blew up in there. Huh?
Oh, yeah, I got it like that. It works. The turntable, but it's in bad shape, man.
¿Tortillas o vaqueras? ¿Tortillas de agua? ¿Y por qué se llaman tortillas de agua?
Porque casi no llevan manteca, en comparación con las tortillas caseras.
¿Cómo te la comes tú? ¿Con salecita?
You go to Food City, you come right here?
Yeah.
You can give me an energy drink?
Sabe chicharrón, porque la mandamos con asiento de chicharrón.
This is the green. They got the one for, I think it's like two for $3.50. And Monster, they got a green. No, Monster comes in 16.
Okay.
Monster. They got a green.
So it also has that like griddle, like charred.
Wake my ass up. I ain't had one in a couple days.
Come on, let's go. So to make the tortilla, she mixes the dough in her own mill. This is Sonoran wheat flour.
Sí, todo el producto es sonorense.
Todo lo que vende usted es sonorense.
Todo es local. No lleva más ingredientes que la manteca y la sal. Que alguien adentro vea cómo va cayendo la harina.
She's directing you guys. She wants the camera in there. This is freshly rendered beef lard. And all these tiny bits and pieces, these are chicharrón. That's where the flavor comes from, people. So we already needed masa. She's going to make little balls, and that's called balling.
¿Qué es lo mismo?
Todo.
Casi todas. Diferencia 1 gramo, 2 gramos, pero casi todas pesan lo mismo.
Wow.
Really?
I believe it. We Mexicans love tortillas so much, and it's really like, su hijo.
Mi hijo, él sí habla inglés. Balam.
Desde chiquito comía tortilla. Sí. ¿Cómo te gustan más? ¿Cuál es tu burro favorito?
El caramelo de asada con carne con chile.
Con la misma mano la vas a ir estirando.
Okay.
De adentro hacia afuera.
Así.
De adentro hacia afuera para que se vaya estirando.
Okay. So you're stretching it. No, si tienes mucho arte.
Sí.
With our tortillas warm and ready, the only hard part is choosing between Doña Guille's delicious burro fillings.
Yeah.
Chicharrones en salsa verde.
Oh, I love chicharrón.
Carne con chile.
It's really tough to choose. A tu hijo.
No, I don't like cheese.
Uno que se llama
Campechano.
campechano.
¿Ese lleva queso?
I mean, I prefer, I should say, I did not that I don't like cheese, I do, but I prefer some good meat or some good cheese.
¿Pico de gallo?
¿Esta qué?
El guacamole.
Avocado sauce.
I like their guaco because it's runny. It's squirty.
It's so sturdy, and she has like these most iconic Sonora feelings in a burrito combined. Puro Sonora.
Arriba Sonora.
Sí, delicioso.
Gracias.
And got some flavor to it. It's sweet, a little bit of lime, maybe some chili, and
I went a culinary tour of Sonora's capital, Hermosillo. There is so much to do and see here, from street food to breweries to so comforting baked goods like coyotes. But one of the absolute best dining experiences in the city is at Mochomos. Owner Alfonso Ira wanted to give me a taste of his own.
That's what she said. I don't know.
He invited me to his house for a home-cooked meal.
She said machomos. I don't know what that means.
Alfonso is quite the character.
This is my evolution.
Who says that? This is when you were a baby. So your mama says this.
Eso me lo dio mi esposa cuando cumplí 50 años. Frente de todo el mundo. Sí, en la party yo ni sabía. Y pues bueno, te decía, es cuando la conocí, cuando le di el anillo, y pues esa la andaba buscando ayer.
introduce us to Hermosillo. And what an introduction, these gorgeous whole beef tenderloins.
Tenderloin. Ooh.
See? I mean, he's one of the biggest experts of meat in a meat-loving state. And he's teaching us how to make one of the cuts of meat that people are most intimidated by. Because it's not cheap. It's like a really fine cut of meat, so you don't want to mess it up.
No, you don't.
Why do you choose to cook it whole first instead of already sliced?
Me gusta mucho así. Lo sellas primero.
Lo vas a poner en el grill.
Entonces no se desjuga.
Of course, if you want a choice cut of meat here in Sonora, it helps to know a guy.
I have two of the biggest meat personalities in Sonora here. Dr. Zambrano is one of the most important meat producers in this meat producing and meat eating state. So, Alfonso's showing us how he cooks a beef tenderloin that comes from you. Do you think he's doing an okay job there? See? What is the trick to not have the beef dry or rubbery?
All right.
Okay.
Monsters, brother. Yeah, they're 2 for 3 something. My brother. Ooh, that looks good.
Someone cut the meat directly on the grill. Dr. Zambrano is saying it's good to cut it directly on the grill because then you're not shifting the temperature as the meat cooks.
Sí. Pedazos.
To go with the tenderloin, we're having Alfonso's house sauce that's made with large chunks of Caribbean chile, white onion, tomato, and zucchini.
These just look gorgeous.
Come on, let's go!
Let me cut it.
Let's go! White 90!
It's really
Let's go!
And you're gonna you can taste the care and respect that's put into putting a piece of meat.
Fuck, that's look good.
Que rico.
But you think Alfonso's done? No way. Just to prove that Sonora has more to offer than beef, Alfonso wanted to make grilled pork tomahawk. Just look at those.
This is a state that has always loved beef.
Sí.
When did the pork fever start?
Sonora es un estado con mucha porcicultura en todo el estado, desde Navajo.
So there has always been
Sí,
pork meat.
por muchos años. Lo vamos a acompañar también con un puré de papa.
Okay.
Sí, nomás adicionamos queso y tantito chipotle.
You're adding chipotle in adobo sauce?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things ever.
In a skillet, he has bacon, onion, and one very surprising ingredient.
And then you wanted me to add vanilla?
Sí.
¿Cuánta?
Toda.
All of it?
Yeah.
Oh, the smell of vanilla as it first hit the pan is like crazy. The thought of something vanilla on top of a pork tomahawk is a beautiful thing. Whoa.
There we go.
I like this one, but I changed my mind. I got
Okay, sorry.
Because this chubbiness looks too irresistible. I know I've told you this many times before, but I'm the fourth of 4 sisters, and my sisters have always been embarrassed about the big bite that
I
I
need some
take.
more motherfucking gems.
Don't change. I always eat beef and pork and chicken and everything, but like one right after the other, it is so radically different. It's much more firm and sturdy, and it had no sugar and no salt, and it's so sweet because of the caramelized onions and the vanilla. The vanilla is giving it such a perfumed backdrop. You guys, there's classic Sonora, and then there's where Sonora is going.
This is Mochomo's style.
Okay, you're feeding everybody. That is so Mexican.
Gracias por tu visita.
Gracias por recibirme así tan bonito y gracias por hacerme tanta comida.
Salud.
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 As Alfonso promotes the best of some of what Sonoran cuisine has to offer, just across town, a younger crowd is bringing new ideas to the scene.
How old are you?
27.
Oh my God, he could be Alan.
Ricky and his partners have transformed an old textile factory into La Ruina, an outdoor food truck slash bar, complete with its own airplane because why not? Nope, doesn't fly anymore.
I don't know much about beers, but I really do like beer. And when I like a beer, I try to remember what it was. And most times it's a wheat beer.
Salud.
Ringa, super poppy hoppy. I love it.
To Ricky and his fellow millennials, Hermosillo feels like a city on the cusp of something exciting.
What I really love about Hermosillo is a new city feeling, new projects, new entertainment.
Well, debut of Vic.
New stuff.
In a way, young people from Hermosillo are redesigning it.
Are starting to platform. You know, before Hermosillo didn't have universities, really big and good universities. A lot of the talent used to export from Hermosillo to the big cities, to Mexico City,
They went to Monterrey.
Guadalajara, to Monterrey, to the U.S., and they stayed over there. Now people are starting to come back to Hermosillo. People are nurturing what's happening here.
As progress, new ideas, and creative energy takes hold in Hermosillo, there is one thing that will always have an effect on life here.
I see the Sonora, Arizona region really special because of the desert.
The Sonoran Desert is iconic. It's in movies, it's in poems, it's in paintings.
It's magical. Hermosillo, Sonora, in summer is one of the hottest places on earth. Being from the desert people, they have a lot of arraigo to their roots.
Yeah.
And it gives a lot of identity to people. People here are really warm.
Where do you see these going? Like more centers like these, more activities like these?
Hermosillo is growing, and I think Hermosillo is going to have more spaces like this, more entertainment and more shows, more live music. They like to call it the city of the future.
That is so exciting. It'll be so different. Can't wait to be back. And back.
You know what I'm looking for.
My new friend is Chef David from a restaurant called Mesa Cortés, where they have an incredibly inventive menu. Menú es como sonorense con
Cocina internacional con producto regional.
Oh, I love.
Describing the food here is not nearly as enjoyable as eating it. Like these grilled tortillas made with charred ingredients turned into a sauce.
Tiene chile jalapeño, carbonizal, tortilla de maíz, cebolla y ajo.
Mixing fresh squeezed lime juice and crushed chili pepin and
It is so good.
Mixing that pork belly and whoa. Too good not to share.
Try.
Tuna milk, guy.
Is it so good? But halfway through my tour of this meat-loving Sonoran city, I asked David for a change of pace.
Este es un pulpo que cocinamos, simplemente lo cocimos en agua.
First you cook the octopus, boil it in water with seasonings, and then lo cubriste de un adobo.
Sí.
Why did you decide to cook it first before grilling it?
Sí, más que nada es
I
para
don't know what this shit was.
si el pulpo lo meto así crudo, queda muy duro, tiene muy chicloso. Entonces, la cocción en agua, 45 minutos, y ya tenemos un pulpo.
What the fuck was that? That was fucking crazy. The game just lagged, yo. Y'all seen that, right?
Sí, el pulpo es un 45 minutos, una hora. La mayoría de mis platos.
Come on, let's go!
Un poco de tierra y el mar que lo tenemos
Let's go! Hey!
¿Por qué no era doble método de cocción? Este tiene triple método de cocción.
shooting. For even more yummy, David.
Here we go!
¿Y qué le pones al hummus?
El hummus lo hacemos con garbanzo. Nosotros le cambiamos en vez, para hacer un poco más regional, en vez de hacer el tahini de ajonjolí, hacemos básicamente una crema de cacahuate.
¡Ay, qué rico!
Oh, that shit look good.
Let's go! White 90! Cut! Here we go! White!
Se siente, ¿verdad?
It's like a super Mexican hummus. Delicioso.
Come on, let's go!
Está como un poquito más.
Cremoso.
Ajá, cremoso.
Here we go! Come on, let's go!
You guys, I want someone to try.
No, delicioso, súper delicioso.
Delicioso. You accomplished exactly what you said.
Come on, let's go! Hot!
Feast your eyes for a moment.
Come on, let's go! Hot!
The Serrano hot dog is one of those things that just makes me go wild.
Here we go! White 90!
Spicy.
White!
Nigga, jump for the ball, nigga.
It's a thing of beauty.
Damn.
Let's go! Red 38! Hot!
My first taste of
Look, man, they come on.
across the border in Tucson, Arizona.
Yep.
When I visited
Come on, let's go!
hot dog
Red
merchant,
38!
El Güero
Red 38!
Willow Canelo.
Hot!
Damn right, that motherfucker fire.
crave-worthy. Sonorans brought it to the U.S. to give them a taste of home. Oh my God! But now, finally, I'm here in Hermosillo and I'm dying for my first taste of the real thing. Hot dogs here in Sonora are called dogos. This hot dog loving mountain of a man is Miami, owner of the Miami hot dog stand. And tonight, he's my Sonoran hot dog expert. His name is Tomás, but they call him Miami. ¿Por qué Miami?
Y así se me quedó Miami.
Nunca has ido a Miami.
No.
Hot dog fever started here cuando en los 80s.
Principio de los 90.
¿Y por qué? What triggered it?
Pues muchos dejan un trabajo y buscan otra forma de empleo y pues vender hot dogs es muy comido aquí en Hermosillo, de hecho.
Sí. The truth is that all over Mexico, you find hot dog stands. Like you find a hot dog stand right next to a taco stand. O sea, ¿por qué se empezaron a hacer tan locos? ¿Era competencia de uno a otro?
Ser competitivos, sí, también. Pero tenemos lobos que llevan Filadelfia,
Ajá.
queso crema.
Ah.
Y pues me le pones a mi hot dog.
Ay, no me digas.
Y lo que el cliente ocupaba, nosotros lo poníamos.
Now, your choice of toppings here in Miami is pretty much endless. But one of his best sellers is this, a cheese-stuffed Anaheim and bacon-wrapped hot dog. Yum. He did a prep station for us.
Tenemos lo que es la salchicha jumbo, queso chihuahua, chile verde anaheim y el tocino, ¿no?
So here we have the Anaheim chile, o aquí le llaman chile verde,
Chile
¿no?
verde.
¿Y por qué se te ocurrió este?
Porque lo hacían chile caribe, pero muy grande, pero es muy enchiloso. Y lo que tiene el chile verde, que no es tan enchiloso y a todas las personas les agrada, no el picante tan fuerte.
I'm Miami Rajita today. ¿Y le pones uno?
¿Uno o dos?
Come on, let's go!
This is so right up
Yeah, come on. Oh, that's dope.
Follow me, James.
Let's go! Red 38! Red 38!
Fried bacon and the Anaheim
Hot! Here we go! Hot!
Totalmente nuevo, puro pan del día.
All of the bread here is freshly made every day. Now let's start to build this amazing hot dog. A little mayo, then that grilled and wrapped sauce.
Come on, let's go!
Lettuce, tomato.
Aquí se va un poco más de mayonesa.
Okay. Con todo. This is just the beginning. We are now going to the toppings part. And whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 21 toppings plus the hot sauces. I know I can go wrong with some pork guacamole, of course, and more chilies. I have 3 different kinds of chili in here.
Fuck that, I'm cool. My goddamn stomach hurt now thinking about it. Oh shit, it's covered in other shit.
Let's go! White 90! Hot!
La combinación de chorizo con bacon, con quesito, con... This is an incredible way to end my hermosillo experience.
Here we go! Hot!
Me marcan y dicen, oye, ya quiero regresar a Hermosillo a probar un dogo de allá. Otra vez.
Well, Canelo.
Muero por regresar y comerme un dogo.
I can see why there's such a hot dog craze in Hermosillo. Qué locura.
Here we go! White! Hot!
For recipes and information from this episode and more, visit Patty Hill.
Come on, let's go! Hot!
Find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and
Ah, you bitch, you.
Patty's Mexican table is made possible by...
Come on, let's go! Hot!
Oh shit. This motherfucker made me on quarterback phone. Puss ass dude.
Food brand cheese, traditional Mexican flavor. Stand Together, helping every person rise. More information at standtogether.org.
Bancopa, your recipe for sending money to Mexico.
Mahaba rice lets you unite ingredients and flavors. Mahaba rice unites.
I can't, they won't even let me use it.
Dorset. Proud to support Patty's Mexican Table on public television.
On Arizona Illustrated, how our youth inspires hope for the future.
That spark of connection, like, yeah, you're passionate about this too. Well, you know what? Let's go. Let's organize something that's really make a change.
As we have conversations about racial equality, community leaders ask us to do one thing. Listen. The U Arizona campus is this week's favorite place. Tonight at 6:30 on PBS 6. Now streaming in the PBS app.
Next time on Father Brown, at a jester's fair, a woman dies.
A suspected overdose.
Father Brown investigates, but when there's another killing,
Murdered in the house of God.
the case truly becomes a riddle.
Doesn't add up.
I'm worried they're narcissists.
No.
I think they are. Still in love. I like nice things.
You like spending money. You and Mom getting back together. Yeah. No. Who knows? Wow. I wish you'd trust me. Just once. I'll let Ted's gone here while again. Have you found him?
Can't believe that she's selling up after all these years. I always want to see more of the world, and so does Mark.
So, this is his idea, is it?
She was perfectly healthy before she met Mark. This is the first birthday. Flesh and blood on Masterpiece.
Some of the blackouts are more serious than others. All regions have suffered major damage to their infrastructure.
I'm sure she's getting worse here minute by minute. Good evening, everyone. We can get through this if we remain strong and stay together. He must be hoping it will all just go away.
We'll get through this. We need to be very careful.
This doesn't look good. We can't control this. This place is like waiting to go off.
Tonight, beginning at 7 on PBS 6.
In the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, what's one way we can keep ourselves and those around us safe? By limiting face-to-face contact. So whether you call it social distancing or physical distancing, the goal is the same. Stay at least 6 feet apart from other people and avoid gathering in groups or crowded areas. This is how you do your part to stop the spread. Arizona Public Media is your trusted source for election coverage. Did you vote to take away funding? As the candidates face off in debate, many people think that you should already have an answer to that question. AZPM is getting the answers Southern Arizona needs. It's fair to say you have each faced scrutiny, so why should the voter give you a second chance? Bringing you coverage on air and online.
Welcome to The Buzz. Today, a debate between
AZPM, trusted now more than ever. Get complete coverage of the 2020 election season by visiting Arizona Public Media's election portal online at azpm.org.
Funding for the Chavis Chronicles is provided by the Reynolds American Foundation, dedicated to educational and charitable giving programs. The foundation is also proud to commit resources in neighborhoods where our employees live. The Reynolds American Foundation. Philanthropy, volunteerism, grant making. Beyond Meat. We believe no matter how small, we can have a great impact on our personal health and the health of our planet. We strive to positively influence human health, climate change, and animal welfare with our plant-based products. Beyond Meat, supporting future generations by teaching the next about sustainability. Additional funding provided by Unirush Financial Services Company. One of the keys to America's economic growth includes uplifting low-income neighborhoods. Unirush is dedicated to inclusion that promotes financial empowerment for marginalized communities.
Welcome to the Chavis Chronicles. Historically black colleges and universities were founded over a century ago to provide a higher education for black Americans and others that were systematically denied entrance into college.
1867 was a landmark year for African Americans. Black men were granted the right to vote despite President Andrew Johnson's veto. Reconstruction Acts were passed by U.S. Congress outlining the inclusion of equal rights for freed African Americans following the Civil War. And Howard University was founded in Washington, D.C. The university was named after Civil War hero General Oliver O. Howard, a white man who was serving as the Commissioner of the Freedmen's Bureau, a U.S. government agency that aided former slaves. Howard University would see to the education of 150,000 freed slaves by 1872. It was known to 60 years later that Howard University
Yeah, right. Let's go, bro. I won, cool. straight through, not get hung up, but cool.
Come on, let's go! Let's go! Here we go! Here we go! Let's go! Here we go! Let's go! Red! Come on, let's go! Let's go! Red! Let's go! Here we go! Let's go!
Woo! Good shit.
Come on, let's go! Let's go!
Oh, pick six.
Let's go! Come on, let's go! Come on, let's go! Here we go!
I try to struggle.
Come on, let's go! Here we go!
Ooh, good shit. Good shit. I'm going back to it though. Got him, coach.
Let's go!
I intercepted something for a touchdown.
Here we go!
Let's come on.
Come on, let's go! Let's go!
injected to the heart, it increases and continues to live and lock in the heart wants to lie. Some of the contributions have come from the graduates. The real question is, how do we take the success of this institution we had? We started with nothing, no funding, inappropriate, almost everything that came from programs, but yet they survived. So other universities should be asking, how did y'all do with nothing? How did you take so little and do so much? That's the question that should be taken focus. Well, let's go back to the history. Black men fought and suffered from Georgia before they even had the right to vote. 1913, one bound Africa around the California wrote a letter to the person organized the suffrage march and said, we're going to participate, but we're not weak about it. Can you imagine that? 1913 had that kind of courage to say that it's not all out of
Nigga, I was finna say it. He gave a nigga a silver player. I'm thinking. I think I'm gonna get the center. I got the same center, you know. That shit's still going. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. If y'all knew you was getting all that, Mike, I would have went with you, so you didn't have to carry all that, brother. You need you, falling down and something,
Well,
Come on, let's go! Red 38! Red 38! Hut!
If I don't, it's getting to be like a tiny bit of strain on me to carry this much stuff. But if I quit trying to do it, I'm gonna get to the point where I can't do it.
Well, what you should do is you should get one of them little carts. Like that's like a fucking a basket. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, let's go!
Blame it on the weed and the alcohol.
Come on, let's go! White 90! White 90!
Yep, that's cool.
Check it out, yeah.
Hi!
No, I'm gonna drink that now. They should have had them cold.
I didn't even look in the cold set, but you have to be matched an hour and a half.
Come on, let's go! Here we go!
How'd you do that?
Oh, I scanned it on a little sharp plastic into a shelf.
Let's go!
That anything just to scrape, it doesn't even
Make you bleed.
Yeah, it will. Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you get diabetes, bro. Your skin gets brittle.
Oh, well, part of it's sun, too. I remember, and that, all of
Let's go! Red 38! Here we go! Come on, let's go! What? Come on, let's go! Here we 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 go! Come on, let's go! Here we go! White 90!
You ain't got no Band-Aids?
Oh yeah, come on, let's go!
Right. I had a toenail, ingrown toenail like that. It just digging in my fucking skin.
I was reading some book my wife had, and I was looking for something to read, and I started reading. It's a pretty good book. It's by Dolly Parton about her life growing up, whatever state it was.
I think it was Texas.
She grew up kind of poor, but yeah, her family was surviving all right, but they're pretty poor. At least farm is her dad.
What's good? What's good?
Land that he farmed. She said one time she cut her foot pretty bad, and I'm sure she was protesting, but I got a hold of her and cleaned it. I guess maybe washing it, I don't know for sure, but put kerosene in it.
Huh?
And then packed it with sawdust and wrapped it up. And
If that wasn't some fucking redneck and shit.
What?
Sawdust and pack it with some packet. That's funny.
Yeah, she had her father, I think, had bought a piece of land. He got it, I guess, a good deal on because it wasn't cleared at all. It was all brush and trees.
Shit, I've been streaming for a minute, bro.
He worked on it, and got it all cleared off. And was starting to farm it. And he said the preacher came by and was commenting on what a fine field that he and the Lord had. Come on, let's go!
Oh yeah, come on.
Your father replied to him was, well, you should have seen it when the Lord had. Here we go!
Ain't that some shit, ain't it? When the Lord had it by itself, huh? That's crazy.
Here we go! Come on, let's go! Here we go!
They're freaking out. Yeah, freak out.
Here we go! Come on, let's go!
I think you got a lot of them.
Well, you can use
Here we go!
I've been watching them. They were trying to take money.
Got to. w.coupon.com. Them motherfuckers buying all.
Come on, let's go! Here we go! Come on, let's go! Let's go!
Bitch.
Here we go! Let's go!
This nigga intercept. You don't even jump the ball.
Here we go!
Let's see how that green lasts all day yesterday. Yeah, that now see that.
I need to start getting that guy.
Here we go! White 90!
Because Roger, I don't think he understands what good weed is.
Here we go! Red 30! Here we go! Here we go! Red 38! Red 38!
That nigga got a good ass fucking team, I'll tell you that much. That nigga got the 88, the Bobby Wagner 90, the 80 legend, middle linebacker, 84 safety, 87 safety, 87 corner, 86, 88 linebacker, Bo Jackson. You pussy bitch, you. That's a good little squad he got though. Oh, son of a bitch. Hey. Ooh, you just back right real quick. Actually, with my cigarette. Let me borrow your lighter, Mike. I still don't know where mine is. It just wasn't meant to be, I guess. Shit. It wasn't meant for me to have a lighter.